If you feel like a coward, I want you to stop scrolling for a second. Not because I'm about to insult you, but because Walter White was once exactly where you are right now. Walter White didn't start as a monster. He didn't start as a kingpin. He didn't start as a fearless man. He started as a loser, a high school chemistry teacher, overqualified, underpaid, ignored by his students, disrespected by his boss, financially trapped, emotionally silent. A man who knew he was capable of more, but was too afraid to demand it. And that's the part nobody talks about. People love to remember Heisenberg, the hat, the stare, the power, but they forget Walter White spent most of his life afraid. Afraid to speak up, afraid to fail, afraid to look stupid, afraid to take risks. Sound familiar? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Walter White wasn't dangerous because he was evil. He was dangerous because one day he stopped being scared. And no, I'm not telling you to cook meth. I'm telling you to understand the transformation. Walter White's biggest enemy was never Hank, never Gus, never the cartel. It was his own cowardice. Look at the early episodes. He lets people talk over him, decide for him, control him. He had the intelligence long before the confidence, and intelligence without courage is just wasted potential. Then something snapped. Not overnight, not magically. It started with a single realization. I am already dying, so why am I still playing it safe? Most people wait for death to wake them up. You don't have to. Walter stopped asking for permission, stopped needing approval, stopped apologizing for existing. That's the real lesson. The moment he walked into that classroom and said, "This is not a discussion," that wasn't about power, that was about self-respect. Fear makes you polite. Fear makes you quiet. Fear makes you small. And society loves scared people because scared people are easy to control. Walter White became terrifying, not because he hurt others, but because he refused to be stepped on anymore. Again, don't copy his crimes, copy his shift. He stopped seeing himself as a victim. He stopped waiting for life to be fair. He stopped lying to himself. Most people fail not because they're stupid, but because they're afraid of becoming who they really are, afraid of judgment, afraid of responsibility, afraid of standing alone. Walter accepted responsibility, fully, for better or worse. That's why his presence filled the room. That's why people felt it when he walked in. Confidence isn't loud, it's decisive. If you feel like a coward, ask yourself this: where in your life are you still acting like early season Walter? Where are you staying silent when you should speak? Where are you settling when you know you deserve more? Where are you choosing comfort over growth? Because the difference between Walter White and Heisenberg wasn't chemistry, it was choice. The choice to stop being afraid. But let me break it down even further. Walter's transformation wasn't about a single act of courage. It was about hundreds of tiny choices, day after day, that chipped away at his fear. The moment he decided to drive with Jesse to cook his first batch, he felt the weight of his cowardice, but instead of turning back, he leaned into it. And every single time he felt fear after that, from standing up to Crazy 8, to confronting Tuco, to negotiating with Gus, he learned that fear doesn't disappear. It becomes a tool, a signal, a challenge to be met. Walter teaches us that being a coward isn't permanent, it's a temporary state, a habit, a way of thinking that can be broken. The key is recognizing it, naming it, and choosing to act anyway. Think about his relationship with Skylar, with Hank, with Jesse. Every interaction he had was layered with fear, but over time that fear turned into decisiveness, strategy, and confidence. Not because he was born that way, but because he kept practicing courage until it became second nature. And here's the paradox: the more dangerous Walter became, the freer he felt. Not freer because he broke laws, but freer because he broke his mental chains. Freer because fear no longer dictated his choices. You can do the same in your life, not by breaking laws, but by breaking your own limitations. Start with small acts: a conversation you've been avoiding, a risk you've been scared to take, a dream you've been putting off. Each step is a step away from cowardice. Each act is a little piece of Walter White's mindset. Not the crime, the courage. And here's the truth nobody tells you. Once you start, fear doesn't vanish. It sticks around like a shadow. But you stop letting it control you. You start controlling it. You start using it to fuel your decisions. So if you feel like a coward today, good. It means you're standing at the same crossroads Walter White once stood at. It means you still have a chance to stop being small, a chance to refuse being stepped on, a chance to choose courage over comfort. The transformation is yours for the taking, and it doesn't need a hat, it doesn't need a nickname, it doesn't need meth or chaos, it only needs you and your willingness to act. Remember this, cowardice is not a life sentence, it's the first chapter. The next chapters are written by your choices. So, what will you do next? Stay the same or become your own version of Heisenberg? Because the only thing standing in your way is your own fear, and Walter White already showed us how to defeat it.